Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 25th of August. My name is Phillip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, it's a big day, the 25th. You're probably going to ask me why.
No.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You're not going to ask me why, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
It's my parents' wedding anniversary
Is that
today.
right?
So
Really?
special shout out to David
Wow.
and Pauline
That's
who are
fantastic.
celebrating, just trying to think how many years it is. It must be 55.
That's incredible, isn't it?
55 years.
Extraordinary.
Special shout out to the both of you because that's a huge number.
And they are.
And you're not the easiest people to live with, I've got to tell you. So how you managed it, how you pulled it off, I've got no idea.
Exactly
but
right.
Anyway, happy wedding anniversary to my parents.
Indeed, I'll echo those comments, Philip, and they are absolutely delightful people, your parents. I don't know what the story is with you, because they are the most delightful
Well,
people.
basically, they picked up the wrong baby at the hospital.
Exactly right.
I was the son of two people out on parole.
Exactly
Gary.
right.
They're
Fair
regretting
enough.
the day they brought me home.
Exactly right.
Anyway,
They've
there's
spent
another story.
They've spent over 50 years trying to work it out. Phil,
Let's stop babbling, Gary, because we've had the most unbelievable
we have,
weekend.
Philip, 93% clearance
93%.
against an industry average of. We up the towers.
74%.
Put them
Let's
up
get
quickly.
those towers up
Okay.
and now take them down. But
Thank you.
74
That was
versus
good.
93. And you've got to remember, Gary, we were one auction shy of 100%.
We
So
were.
our if it
And
hadn't
not
been
far
for the
away for
sale
that
of
apartment,
If it hadn't been for the pass-in of one property,
Yes.
we would have gone the 100% clean sweep.
We'll cop 93% any week, Philip, with good weekend with some great results.
And speaking of the weekend,
Yep.
Gary, first weekend in a long time that I actually had to take out the 50 plus sun protection
right?
because it
Really?
was sunny out there, and viewers get ready. Spring is on its way, and I'm going to be road testing some new sunburn cream, some new facial stuff here, Gary, to
Wasn't
make
too
sure that my
sunny.
skin is
Oh,
protected.
yes, you're magnificent, beautiful skin, Phil. It wasn't too sunny for the Demons yesterday, Philip, at the MCG, where Carlton actually did the unthinkable and won a game.
I've got to tell you,
Yep.
the Melbourne Football Club, you are horrible. You are absolutely horrible. And the most amazing thing is, you're into their 10th rebuild,
that's it.
and they're actually getting worse.
Yeah, I reckon Carlton.
What is that?
I reckon Carlton's a big chance for the final. Can they make it this year or not?
They won't make it this
Okay,
year, but
fair
even though they've come off the bottom of the ladder, I reckon they've got more chance than Melbourne.
Philip, we started off on Saturday in Dickens Street, Elwood. Heavens to Dickens, that was a popular property, wasn't it, Philip?
Gary, what an amazing result there. Well done to Lamore, who handled that property brilliantly. She's the queen of that block because I think that's her third sale there, and she just keeps smashing
Now,
records.
we're talking a reserve of 700 and a sale price is 853. Is that correct?
Gary, it is correct. We held the
Fantastic.
auction up in the apartment, which was magnificent, looking out over the Blessington Street Gardens. And I've got to tell you, sneaky move that was, because if you were standing in that apartment, which was penthouse size proportions, looking out over the Blessington Street Gardens, why wouldn't you want to buy it?
It was
just looked
unfair, wasn't
amazing.
it? The way you tucked on the heartstrings of the buyers,
I tell you,
Philip.
the way we manipulate the market, Gary, it's
awful.
scary.
Phil, we manipulated the market in Almond Esplanade because we went up there afterwards and we had a most incredible auction, didn't we? Overlooking the ocean there.
Gary,
Phil.
you couldn't have got a more picture postcard perfect day to auction a penthouse apartment overlooking the Ormond Beach. And I've got to tell you, we looked out across the balcony to the beach and then got a record price for that apartment. Is the price disclosed?
Many buyers there, Philip. The price, unfortunately, is undisclosed, but it did go for well in excess of expectations. And the expectation was somewhere up in the sort of 1.3 to 1.4 as we got closer.
So we smashed through that barrier, Gary,
Sold for
but
much
the price does remain undisclosed, unfortunately.
But somewhat of a record in that block and position, Philip, I'm happy to say. Many other auctions, Phil, but I want to talk a bit about Niram Road. I saw you in action there. That one went very well. Rafi Joffe and Nikki Janova did the job in conjunction.
They did,
sold
and a great job they did.
$952,000.
And I also saw a man at that auction, Gary, who was there to assist the vendors, a friend of the vendors, who we'd actually sold a house for 15 years ago. And I instantly saw him and he said, I'm Owen, we'll keep his surname out of this. But I saw his name, he said his name, and I automatically said 81 Orong Road, Elstonwick.
That's scary. So that was Saturday, Philip, a big day and a clean sweep on Saturday. Sold all 5. Sunday, another terrific day. We started off, I met with you in Balaclava Road. That was an interesting auction, and the vendor's father, who is a keen watcher of this show, said we need to talk about the fact that there was parking not just for cars but also for prams, actual pram parking there.
There was.
So tell us a bit about that. Yeah.
Well, what a great, that was a single-storey villa at the back of some apartments.
Yes.
And that I thought was just a gorgeous property.
Yeah, it was.
And good to see that you can still buy property circa price disclosed or undisclosed.
No price is disclosed.
Okay,
Therefore,
you can still buy property circa $600,000.
Yep.
And a shout out to the vendors there
610.
who had done the most beautiful renovation.
And to the buyer,
Gorgeous.
who's also a watcher of this show. I bumped into him on Saturday night at a concert for the Mondo Rock
Mondo
concert.
Rock. Did you go to the Mondo Rock concert?
I did. I went to the
on
Mondo
Saturday
Rock
night?
concert at the Palais.
At the Palais.
Young viewers won't know who they are.
Speaking of the Palais,
Yes.
sorry to move on from Mondo Rock,
Yeah,
but I read in
that's
the
fine.
newspaper over the weekend that the National Gallery of Victoria
Yes.
is looking at the Palais and that triangle site, which has been a contentious triangle
It
in
has.
St Kilda, and they're talking about taking that over to build the third National Gallery of Victoria.
Does that mean Mondo Rock could play there again?
They may well, they may
Okay,
not.
fair
But
enough.
how good would that be? Residents of St Kilda, get behind that. It's a great resolution to that triangle. Beats a shopping centre any time would be a great anchor for St Kilda and its tourism. No doubt the good councillors of St Kilda will find a reason to get themselves in the way of that.
Don't say that, Philip.
Well,
they may not.
you know, I mean, wouldn't that be incredible? Imagine if they built a
fantastic.
museum like Bilbao in Spain.
Who's Bill Bayo?
You think that's a man's name, Bill?
I thought Bill Bayo was someone's name, Phil.
Bill Bayo.
Phil, across the road from Balaclava Road, there was a fantastic auction, I don't mind saying.
Because you did it, didn't you?
Well, no, it was a great result. I shouldn't say it was a fantastic auction.
Well, I actually heard you did a great result.
Well,
you did a great auction.
If
and
you
got
want
a
to,
great
if
result.
you want to say that, you can.
I wasn't there.
I wouldn't be so full of myself to say that, Philip. But one at 52 Balaclava Road, the reserve was 900, Phil.
Yep.
Which was just at the top of our
Yeah,
range.
yeah.
First bid 935.
Wow.
Sold
That was the
for-
first bid.
That was the first bid, Phil. I kid you not.
How good would the vendor be thinking, feeling 900's their reserve, they're happy with that, but the first bid is 930, they could relax right from the start.
Well, I've got to tell you, the vendors are the most delightful people. Are going to live overseas,
Yep.
and we sold for $1,170,000.
Wow.
It was a real battle of three bidders going hammer and tong.
There's my line again. Having said that, Gary, we love that development. That's on the corner of Balaclava Road and Chattersley Avenue.
is.
And
Tudor style,
I think we've
English
sold. I think
style.
we've sold all of those.
Yep.
Some a second time, but it's just really good real estate. Great position.
Rosemont Avenue, Phil, I came up and saw you there. That pumped.
That was smoking
It was
hot.
white
in
hot. It
Rosemont
was
Avenue.
white hot. Tell us about that.
Well,
Phil.
how much do we love Rosemont Avenue, Gary? Because that's
We
our
do.
third sale in
Been
about
cleaning it
3
out,
months
haven't we?
in Rosemont
Is there a
Avenue.
freeway coming through there or
Well,
something?
you'd think so, wouldn't you? But no, Rosemont Avenue is one of the top streets.
and
of
never
Caulfield
turns
North.
over. You know, it
No,
just
doesn't.
happens that
I know.
these have come up at the
three,
same time.
3 and 3
Yeah.
months, you've got to love that.
It's
We're
incredible.
celebrating. We should throw a Rosemont Avenue
Street party, yeah. Block
We
off
should.
the ends.
Anyway, Gary, we had a reserve of there of $2 million. I think the auction started around 1.7, developed a bit of momentum, smashed through the $2 million barrier. We declared it on the market and sold it for a new record price of $2,480,000.
Crazy stuff.
Special shout out to the buyer, who is just the most delightful fellow. And he and his wife and the family have bought they're going to pull that house down and build a brand new house.
You're just saying that because he's a dentist and you're wanting some free or cheap dental work, aren't
Well,
you?
I wouldn't mind some free dental work, but I am saying it because he is a delightful fellow.
Yes.
And we're also selling his house for him at the moment, Gary.
they're definitely delightful then.
Yeah.
Phil, Sycamore Grove, that was a very interesting auction, sold post-auction. We had, we passed it in, yet it sold. We passed it in for in excess of $2 million. The price there is undisclosed.
Viewers, I want to talk to you about this because at Gary Pure and Associates, I think we conduct the most superb auctions.
Yes.
But even better than our auctions, our post-auction negotiation
Process,
skills.
yes, indeed.
And you'll find if you come to our auctions, there's always a large contingent of Gary Pure and Associates sales
members,
team.
yep.
And we're there because we know that sometimes strategically, best to pass in and negotiate. And if you haven't got a big team of people being able to control the process, you can't get the price. I sometimes go to some of our competitors' auctions, Gary, and there's the auctioneer and just the penciler.
Yeah.
And I wondered to myself, if that passes in, how are they possibly equipped to handle a post-auction negotiation?
Well, we certainly were equipped there. We had all of the guns blazing and sold for considerably more than the pass-in price. Congratulations. Firstly, I know that the buyer is a watcher of this show, Philip.
The buyer is?
The
Really?
buyer is a
Really?
delightful couple. So congratulations to the buyer. who hails from East Malvern, Phil.
Yes.
Crossed over Dandenong Road and said, I like it here. And well done to the vendor who made a beautiful pizza for me a few weeks ago when we filmed the St Kilda report.
Because you need pizza.
I need pizza desperately,
you
Phil.
Need pizza like a whole
I did. And I could have had a pizza after the Cambridge Street auction, Phil, because Echo Blue's just down the road, but I didn't.
And they're a great pizza there. Echo Blue in Orong Road near the intersection of Alma Road. Special shout out to them.
What an auction. Cambridge Street. And I don't know if we've got the footage. I hope we have. Because
that was the funniest
this was
auction.
Probably one of the funniest auctions I've ever seen. And it was about time it happened. A gentleman in an umbrella chasing...
Not in an umbrella, with an umbrella.
With an umbrella, chasing you around the street. Now that's something you don't see every week, but I'm going to tell you...
Threatening to
I love
take
that
me
guy.
out with an umbrella if I didn't knock it down and sell it to him.
Exactly right.
Having said that, just for the record...
Does he breach the law about disrupting the auction?
I'm not sure, but he threatened to take me out at around 1.7.
That's right.
We managed to get him up another $107,000 and sell it to him successfully for $1,807,000 without the umbrella being inserted into certain parts of my anatomy that would rather not see a pointy object.
He was very excited about that, Phil, but also excited
Interesting about that auction too, Gary.
We came across mature to buy that.
Yeah, we held that auction at 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes, we did.
And I've got to tell you, I'm loving the auctions we do in the later afternoon.
Yeah.
We've now done a number of 4:30 and even 5:30 auctions on Saturday and
twilight
Sunday.
feel.
And there kind of just seems to be a more relaxed,
chilled kind of
relaxed feeling.
It was really relaxed when he was racing around with the umbrella, trying to belt you with it.
Big crowd there of about 150 people. So if you think a 4:30 auction doesn't work, Cambridge record price and huge crowd.
Shall we talk about where we are now here? Because I don't think I can wait much longer, Phil, because here we are in this incredible masterpiece, Phil.
Well, the whole office has been talking about this house, Gary, and as you well know, it's not a good house until I've put my stamp of approval on it, given the fact that I am really the architectural and design aesthete at Gary Pure & Associates. So
self-appointed.
A good home does need my stamp of approval.
Oh, yes.
Well,
according to you.
The office has been buzzing about this house. This is the first time I've seen it today, and all I can tell you, Gary, this house had me at hello. I walked through the front door, and actually you walk through the front door and just know you're going to be in for something incredible.
Absolutely.
Because even the entry is sensational. Well, where do I start? These incredible concrete floors that have been ground down to reveal the beautiful aggregate play. The kitchen with its Caesar stone bench tops. It's incredible Smeg double ovens. But then it just keeps getting better and better. We're facing north here. You've got 4 gorgeous bedrooms and 2, can I say kick-ass on this show?
No, you
kick-ass bathrooms. It just gets better and better. And then you go downstairs, you've got this family room, double lock-up garage, study, and then it's like Port Douglas in the back garden. This house is unbelievable. You've got to see it. Even if you watch this show just to get an idea of the market and are not going to buy a house, come along and see this house.
We are, of course, in Nottage Street in East St Kilda, a beautiful spot and lovely aspect here to the north, Phillip. This is a sensational special home. Jeremy Rosens has done a video tour. You can go onto the internet and check that one out. It's worthwhile seeing. Shall we talk about the auctions coming up this weekend?
Let's do it, Gary.
Phillip, before we rock into this weekend's auctions, we've got 7 over 6 different suburbs, and in fact, I can say that you're not doing any of them.
Well, that's Gary, because this time next week, I'm going to be in San Francisco. This time next week, instead of having to sit here and anchor this show with you, I'm going to be at the headquarters of Airbnb, having a chat with the directors and owners of Airbnb about the future of the world as they see it. I've got a tour of Silicon Valley coming up. So I'm really looking forward to that. So a week in San Francisco, going to see a baseball game too, Gary, and Alcatraz.
Wow, I've been to Alcatraz.
Some of your relatives, I believe, were incarcerated there.
They came through that tough school of learning, Phil. It was good for them.
Special shout out to David at Hollywood Haircutters, Gary, who was
watching. Got connected with Alcatraz?
No, he was watching the show last week, and he's been doing my hair now for a number of years. And he said to me, "Look, he was watching GPTV, didn't like the style. He thought I was a bit too long on top, so he's cut it a bit shorter. Thought I'd share that with you. Why am I telling the viewers this?
He's quite a character and a very good hairdresser.
Because it's my segue to just again remind you, what's with your eyebrows?
My eyebrows are magnificent. You've got eyebrow. I think you've got eyebrow envy. I actually think you have.
Whoever cuts your hair, this is the rule. You get your hair cut, they trim your eyebrows at the same time. It's not that complicated.
His eyebrows obsessed, and you definitely got eyebrow envy because you've just got little eyebrows, and you can't help but want mine. You can't have them.
No, seriously, you are quite an attractive guy.
Yeah, well, thanks for that.
You know, I mean, it depends on what I compare you to.
Yeah,
but seriously, you should take a bit more interest in your professional grooming.
Yes.
Well, we do have a certain image to portray, and stupid bushy eyebrows are letting us down.
Yeah, well, that would more be interesting if I actually cared about your opinion, which I don't, but I do have to say that Hannah and Jason have both won tickets because they know who sung Tell Laura I Love Her, which was a competition a couple of weeks ago.
We ran a couple of weeks ago, and they won 2 tickets to the Classic Cinema. We do have a special event at the Classic Cinema coming up. We're not releasing it yet, though, are we? We'll talk about it in weeks to come, so stay viewing.
Exactly right. Phil, 6 at 118 Murray Street, Caulfield. Now, that's a great address. It's a terrific position. There's cafes all around. It's just off Hawthorne Road. Take us through this one-bedroom apartment that Jeremy Rosen's auctions for Glenbricker.
Well, Gary, you've just completely summed everything up about it. So really, what's for me to say except that it's got beautiful parquetry floors, a brand new kitchen, so it appears, and a gorgeous bathroom, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and 1 car space.
Phil, at 11:30, Leo Samuel auctions for Leon Goosenfitter, a property in Glen Huntly. That's Leo Samuel territory. Tell us about this property.
Well, Gary, 3 at 7 Huntley Street, Glen Huntly, is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. You couldn't get a lighter or more bright apartment than that. And obviously in Glen Huntly, where we've opened our Carnegie office to take advantage of the surging market there.
And we're also taking advantage in Bentley and Bentley East. Phillip, we're in Julius Street. That one comes up at 11:30.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to auctioning that one.
Number 17 Julius Street, Gary.
I beg your pardon, Phillip, it's 1:30. A little bit of eyebrow in the way for the time there. Saw 2 ones when there was
a couple of birds flew out of your eyebrows and you got distracted.
That can happen, Phillip.
That's 585 square metres of prime land, but a gorgeous 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom house that is immaculate as it is, could be further improved, or of course a future home sale.
While you're swanning around in San Francisco, Phillip, I'll be doing all of the auctions on Sunday. There's 4 of them, and I kick it off in Scott Street, one of my favourite South Caulfield streets. Have a look at this terrific unit, Phil.
Gary, it's a ripper. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a double lock-up garage in immaculate order throughout. And certainly hard to find, Gary, these single-storey villas, and particularly with the cost of land going up so dramatically in Caulfield South. I believe these properties will go up strongly in value because the developers building new ones are looking for $1.5 million plus now.
Joining forces with Rafi Joffrey at 11:30 in Grosvenor Street. Terrific apartment. This one, Phillip, 6 at 86 Grosvenor Street. Take us through this gem.
Gary, we like this building because we've sold most of it over our journey, and it's a building that has performed very well. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Really, what's not to fall in love with here? Of particular note is that massive terrace, Gary. As opposed to a little compromised balcony, which a lot of properties do. That's got a proper terrace.
And it's a beauty, Phil. I am going to be across the road from my brother-in-law's home in Its Given Crescent. That's a great address, Phil. I'm auctioning there at 12:30 on Sunday. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this home?
Well, Fitzgibbon is a great address, Gary. Runs between, obviously, Bamborough Road through to Hawthorne Road. This is a big, elegant family home of 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, gleaming parquetry floors throughout, a soaring 2-storey void over the entertainment area. I love this house. It's an extraordinary home in the heart of Caulfield North.
Phil, when I moved out of the home all those years ago, I lived in Crimea Street. We lived around the corner. And we did. How good is it to live in that address?
Crimea Street. Well, we both loved that address.
We did.
Because
we didn't live together, by the way.
No, we didn't.
But we could call out to each other. We were just across the road.
We did. And what do we love about it? Well, we loved L'Amour's and the size of the schnitzel in Kooyong Road.
We got one, shared it, and we were right for that week, weren't we?
Yeah, we used to just... I won't go any further. The schnitzels are enormous at L'Amour's, and I suggest you get there to try one.
At Lenny's around the corner.
Lenny's
around the park around the corner. Tram.
Caulfield Park,
bus.
the tram. Did you ever take the tram when you were living in Crimea Street?
Probably not, but others may.
Yep.
Yeah.
Close to shops and public transport and Caulfield Park, so Crimea Street is brilliant.
This is a great looking home. I know the owners have been there for quite some time. Take us through this terrific looking period home, Phillip, on the corner of Can Robert Street.
It's completely gorgeous. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, big back garden. It's been beautifully renovated throughout. It's just, look, we love the position. We love the facade, we love the floor plan, we love the renovation, we love everything about that house.
So the beat goes on, Phil, the market stays strong and things just keep on moving and selling. Still good intensity on the weekend? I thought the auctions were very strong. What did you
Look,
think?
multiple bidders everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, we added up the bidders, and we actually had, because we sold a couple before auction.
Okay,
had
an interesting statistic coming at you.
39 bidders we saw on the weekend over the 12 auctions that we sold.
So 39 bidders,
Yep.
subtract 12 from 39 and gives us 27. 27 cashed up performing buyers are
Underbidders.
on our
That's an
books
interesting way of
ready
looking at it,
to
Phillip.
buy.
Yeah,
So-
I thought about 3.5 bidders per auction was the way I was looking at it, Phil, because I think that's a very interesting statistic,
Gary.
and I think yours is a bit more boring. But,
No,
you know, yours
mine
is okay.
relevant because
Right.
viewers, we're looking for properties. We're listing
okay.
strongly for October,
You're
November.
touting for business
the
now.
year is almost over. If you're thinking of selling, you really do need to ring us quickly because I'm signing up auctions now, Gary, for late October.
Is that right?
Which leaves November and then first couple of weeks of December, and then we'll be on holidays.
Well, I'm looking forward to being on the show next week while you're on holidays with my co-anchor.
It's not a holiday,
to be
Gary.
decided.
It is
a junket. That's it. So
Junket.
enjoy
It's really
yourself
nice.
over there.
It's really
Enjoy
nice.
yourself there over at San Francisco. And we did talk a bit about San Francisco, and I still want to. If you're going to be in the Village people joining them, I want photos. Okay, I think our viewers deserve that. In the meantime, we will keep you in touch with what's going on in the market. And on GPTV, a little bit of madness per week. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Gary Pearce.
I'm Phillip Kingston. Have a fantastic week.